Hey guys, if you haven't entered already, I'm giving away 4 free copies of Demon Slayer Hinokami Kaputan. More information on how to enter will be linked in the description. So before we get started, I just want to say that this video is going to contain spoilers. It will contain spoilers, and I've never done a movie review, so I'm not really sure how to structure it properly, because when I get to rambling, I get all over the place, and I find that that's how I best do videos, because I can get everything out that I'm thinking. Yeah, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop into it. So I'm actually torn between this movie. There were a lot of parts about it that I really enjoyed, and there were other parts where I'm just like, man, like, when are we gonna just get to it? So it started out seemingly like it was gonna go straight into the action, and it did in a way. Like, there's not really that much waiting, I would say, but once you do get to the waiting part after the initial fight, then it's sort of just, it gets to this point where you're just really waiting, because the demon was Enmu. I don't want to say his name wrong. Enmu. He puts them under this sleep spell, or like this hypnosis, and then once you get to that part, it's like, I feel like that was much longer than it honestly needed to be. I feel like they could have cut that out and added towards the fight at the end with Rengoku and what was it, the upper three, I believe it was. Yeah, he was the upper three. I feel like that part should have been way longer. Like, that part was the best part of the entire movie, but it was too short. It was too short. I mean, it wasn't like a minute, but it was way too short. They should have added on to that. And I feel like for the oh man, I'm about to be all over the place. I can already tell, because I got so much to say. But even when it comes to Enmu, like, I don't really like, I understand that they wanted to save the passengers or whatever, but I didn't like how they had Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Nezuko on the train while Tanjiro went to face Enmu. Okay, initially I understand that, but I feel like Nezuko and Zenitsu should have came along, and the 4 of them should have taken on Enmu. I feel like it would have been better, like, if they, like, you know how Tanjiro is killing himself in his sleep, so he wakes up in reality, and like, he's doing it constantly. I feel like they all sort of should have been doing that, but at different rates. So like, they're all like, it would have been cool to see, like, they're all progressing forward towards him while going to sleep at different times and waking up at different times, like, kind of like a race towards, like, I don't know. That was just something I was thinking of. And they gave, like, Nezuko really no screen time. Like, Nezuko she woke up Tanjiro, and then after that, her mission was to save the people, and you barely even saw her. Like, she wasn't really in the movie as much as I thought she would be. Inosuke had more screen time than Nezuko, which is weird to me. And even Zenitsu, he was barely even, and I'm excluding the dreams. What I'm talking about is just them and being awake, and having a part in the movie. Like, Zenitsu, like think about it like this. Zenitsu and Inosuke, they never even saw, I mean, not Inosuke. Zenitsu and Nezuko, think about this. They never even saw any of the villains. They never saw Enmu. They never saw the upper third. Like, think about that. Like, I don't understand that. And another thing was, I saw somebody, I don't remember who, but I saw somebody say that it felt like a few episodes, like, mashed together instead of it actually being a movie. And a part of me agrees with that. There were certain parts where you could just tell, like, okay, this is a movie, but they added in, like, the, just the humor aspect of the TV show. I'm sure there's plenty of people that appreciated it, and I appreciated it too, but I felt like it was too often. Like, it was too much. Like, having it a couple times is one thing, but what I'm talking about isn't just humor. Humor is not what I'm talking about. Obviously, they're gonna add jokes, but what I'm talking about is the little animated gags, like them having like a full screen of somebody, and then like the second person is like in a little smaller screen, outside of that big screen, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, it's like, come on, like, this is a movie. Like, having it a couple times is one thing, like I said, but I feel like they did it too often. And another thing that I realized, unless I just completely missed it, maybe, I looked down at my phone or something, I don't know, but they completely didn't even explain why the upper third was even there. Like, he literally just showed up out of nowhere and then started asking Rengoku to become a demon. Maybe I missed it, but I feel like, he should have had a purpose, like, besides killing. Like, even if he had a purpose of killing, like, at least explain that. Like, he was sent there or something. Like, he just literally just showed up. like what? And then he just showed up out of nowhere. It was just hilarious. And honestly, once he becomes a playable character in the Demon Slayer game, I'm probably never switching. Like, his character design is just too fire. It's Rengoku fire. Like, come on, bro. And speaking of Rengoku, like, who expected him to die? I mean, people who read the manga, obviously, but I'm gonna be honest, like, I was so glad that it didn't get spoiled online, because that's something that I could have found out way months ago, and I'm sure it did get spoiled for some people, but I literally never saw anything about him dying in the movie, and I'm so glad, because that would have probably, it wouldn't have ruined it for me, obviously, but, I would have just been like, dang, like, nobody likes spoilers, and, like, let me make it clear that I don't hate this movie at all, like, at all. I actually love the movie, but I just feel like my little critiques are more so missed opportunities. So, like, for example, in the series Tanjiro, every time like a demon dies, you get to find out like their backstory real quick. Like, even like we found out more about Rengoku. I don't understand why that wasn't a thing for Enmu, when that's literally been a pattern. Like, it would be one thing if they did it with one demon in the show, and then they didn't do it with the rest of the demons, so they didn't do it with Enmu, but it's literally been a pattern. Even the demons that didn't matter, it was still like a pattern. So I don't understand why they didn't do it with Enmu, considering, he was shown in the last episode and he got his own entire movie. Like, that could have been a whole section itself if they would have cut out part of the dreaming part. But yeah, I think I'm done with this. Let me know what you guys think about the movie. What would y'all rate it? I'm gonna probably give it, honestly, I'll probably give it like a 8 out of 10. And the reason is because there were certain parts of it that gave it that TV show feeling, that it's more of a personal preference for me. I wish it would have had more of a movie, dynamic to it, like throughout the entire thing. And like the fight scenes, I just wish they would have had, Rengoku fighting the upper third. I wish they would have had that longer. Like, they should have had like they should have had them like really like going at it like for a longer time. But let me know what you guys think down below. Did you enjoy the movie? Are you gonna watch it a second time? And yeah, peace.